Good morning, everyone. It is approximately 6:30 a.m. EST here on the east coast of the U.S. Coming to you live and direct from the off-grid farm, and I'm certainly off the chain because I haven't been able to post any content for you guys. I've been so busy, man. Thanks for showing up, Alpha Space. Guys, please check out Alpha Space. He has his own YouTube channel. Please go check out his content, and if you're digging the content that he's putting out, please like and subscribe. And without no further ado, we will get into, as the title says. Okay, so I have set up here several counters to the Newton issue with the Tonens and the Fulgar. This is a big issue right now, simply for two reasons. One, the Tonens controls your robot. This has nothing to do with outsmarting someone else. It has to do with another bot controlling your bot, which I think is a backwards skill to begin with. But also, everyone knows the Tonens and Fulgar are very overpowered. So usually, once they get a hold of you, that's about it for you. So I try to stack at least one counter in each hanger that I have, and one counter to the Newton with the Tonens-Fulgar setup. Right here is the Indra, as you can see. You know, of course, if they yank the Indra up in the air, it's transcendence, or whatever the corresponding thing is for it. Vipassana, okay, is the name of the transcendence or phase shift ability on the Indra. You use that to save yourself instead of using it like it was before the Newton, which it was like a more aggressive skill. You want to use it like a more passive, more defensive skill. Now, another counter to it is, in this same hanger, is you find cover and you toss that turret out there from the Mars. You know, you're going to be in range, so you have to find cover to where they can't lift you up, for everyone to shoot. So when you get in the range where you could toss that turret in the range of a Newton, you toss that turret out there and you get under something, because the moment they realize they're being hit by a target, you become their target. All right. We'll go into my second hanger and see what kind of thing I have there. Thanks for showing up, Terra Road. Always great support, man. You guys know I support everybody, and I just been real busy, just leaving a +1 like usually on most contents. But please check out my main man, Terra Road. He has an awesome channel and puts out content across a crap ton of games, especially the ones that I like too. That's the thing. I like the games that he put content out for, and please go check out his content. Go leave a like, and if you really are digging it, which I think you would, you will please subscribe to the channel. So I have 2 counters in here, usually, because right here, believe it or not, people don't think it's Erebus as a Titan Slayer, but I actually built this as a counter to the Rook. But it does work sometimes against the Newtons if you dull their ability first with the homing blackout that the Erebus has. And of course the Tempests are 800 meter range as well, so they do okay at doing decent damage to the Tonens, to the Newton. But the thing about it is, you're also in range, but the shielding that you have does help. So I've been able to do decent against the Newton with this setup. What setup hasn't done well against them. Most people think, oh, you know, because I got 800 meters range, is this. Okay? Even though I've got the overheat pilot, I've always got 2 on cooldown, so I always have full power, at least on. They're just too weak, number one. And also, you have no real defenses with the Butch. The Butch is a purely offensive bot, um, despite having decent speed and decent health for a carrier, for a heavy weapon carrier. Another thing in here that does counter the Newton fairly well is the Luchador. Okay, so you know, to either get in the range of one, you're gonna have to get the 2 shields. So you get the 1 shield, but you need to save that other one for a backup. That's what I'm saying. Now you have to be more defensive and less aggressive with offensive bots. You know, there are bots that are offensive. The Luchador is very, very offensive, man. Not as much as the Indra is, but still it could be either defensive or offensive. So what I'm telling you to do with the Luchador now is to keep it extremely defensive. Okay? Save that ultimate defense thing unless you're on a cap and you're trying to hold it. Other than that, save that for when you start seeing them Newtons with the Tonens and the Fulgar come out. Save that extra ability. Get your jump so that you can get in the range of them and do some payback. So also I had the panic rules because if you actually shoot the Newton while they have you in the air, that Newton will suppress you. So sometimes trying to find other targets while you're in the air, but the moment you get out the air, you get back at them. All right. So also you notice I have the healing weapons on here now instead of more aggressive weapons. It's because you're trying to suck in as much energy as possible while you're raising your shield, because people will try to kill you through that shield with the Tonens and Fulgar, and trust me, they can. So while you're yanked up in the air, you can suck the lifeblood out of their whole team, and that does help counter. Stop it now. Don't do that. You do that and every time I'm on the phone or broadcasting or something. All right, and then this hanger, I have 3 counters to the Newton. And the first is this. So, you know, the Prisma, you outrange them. You just stay out of their range and tag them as much as possible. Is a simple thing here with this one, and that's at the base level. But you got to realize most maps you can't do that. So therefore we have this build right here. And believe me, it does so shockingly well against them. It is crazy. It's bonkers. Simply because I'm using the glide, which does the healing upon phase shift. But if you actually run phase shift on here, you have 2 phase shifts, and you can use all 3 strategies against them. The outranging, all right, with the weapons. I didn't have another Basil Lapate to put on here, so when I took my close range magnums and stuff off, he was already the best trained pilot. That's why I left auto on there, because a lot of you are probably guessing auto works on geckos, flux, and prisms and stuff. No, he does not. But here's the thing, a lot of people also use, mind you, you do have some armor in the front, but it will blast off in that first blast. But the other thing too is people use like the Hawanji Yoji builds and stuff on this to great success as a counter against the Newton. But the only thing I have to say about that, even with the Han pilot, the Gecko, and mind you, mine's are MK1, they still put out more damage and have about the same cooldown. You know, even though they have a reload time that the other one doesn't, you know, they start sputtering instead of lowering the damage. The thing about it is, even them at full damage with all 3 lasers, the damage from the Gecko actually puts out more damage. So that's why I'm running Gecko, and trust me, I did a little bit of testing, and Flux. The only reason why they tend to do they still tend to do well with the lightsaber weapons is this. Um, Simply because they never stop firing, so they kind of kill regeneration easier. As to where you want to charge up your flux and your geckos when you're dealing with that kind of thing. All right, and last but not least, but does not always work because you have to get into range, and you know the blindy weapons still do all right, but you have to get in the range to and have enough ammo. You know that's the trick. Have enough ammo to blind them. Um, Also, the mirror match does have stealth ability when it goes in the air. That's also another counter. All right. Also, the EMP is also another counter because you want But here's the thing: you're already in range. So, with that in mind, guys, I don't mind being short and sweet. I appreciate everyone for coming out, showing up, and I appreciate the likes that most people leave when they go and see. So, I don't have no picks. I will see you all out there on the battlefield. And I hope, a couple of these tips help, some of you guys. I didn't even realize there's another counter right here. So we'll go do that one right quick. And it's also stealth. So stealth bot. Stealth does help. And you want to save a stealth. Besides the phase shift thing. So the stealth does help. Also the scorpion, I've got into them several newtons with the scorpion by staying under cover and then teleporting. And also when you see an ally, believe it or not, the Demeter can jump in to help that ally against and absorb all of Tonens' Fulgar damage and repair them, and now you're also in range with whatever weapons you have. But of course, there are even counters to the counters, which people do. They spawn more than one, and so therefore they will yo-yo you in the air forever. Even though I think Newton's ability respawns too fast to begin with, but then when there's a group of Newtons, you might as well forget it. No counter will really work. Except for the Newtons on your team ganging up on the Newtons on the other team. So like I said, everyone knows I have no picks. I will catch you all out there on the battlefield. And please, 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 I have a list of people that are tagged on my webpage. Please go check them out. Leave a like. And if you're digging the content they are putting out,